Hi everyone, good evening. This is Shefali Mam, and in the session we are going to talk about job sequencing with deadline. So this is another application from Greedy Technique. Last session में हम लोगों ने discuss किया था Huffman coding and we had also talked about the fractional knapsack. This is the third application that I'm going to discuss on the Greedy Technique, that is job sequencing with deadline. So पहले हम इसका concept समझेंगे and then we'll be applying this concept to 2 or 3 questions so that आपको algorithm समझ में आए and finally you will find out the time complexity for job sequencing with deadline. तो जो इससे पहले हमने applications की थी उसके basis पे yesterday we had the free master class on the Testbook platform जिसमें हम लोगों ने questions discuss किए थे based on optimal merge pattern, Huffman coding and real knapsack, fractional knapsack. So next set of questions will be taken from job sequencing with deadline, minimum spanning tree and single source shortest path. तो इस कॉन्सेप्ट को समझने पे फोकस कीजिएगा, किस तरीके के क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं, किस तरीके से क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है या किस तरीके के क्वेश्चंस आ चुके हैं, ये सब हम मास्टर क्लास में डिस्कस करेंगे. स्केड्यूल क्लासेस का मैं सेशन के एंड पे डिस्कस करूंगी. ओके, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द एप्लीकेशन दैट इज जॉब सीक्वेंसिंग विद डेडलाइन. जैसा कि इस नाम से, इस एप्लीकेशन के नाम से समझ में आ रहा है, जॉब सीक्वेंसिंग का मतलब है आपको कुछ सेट ऑफ जॉब्स गिवन होंगी और जिनका आपको सीक्वेंस क्रिएट करना है. ये सीक्वेंस के ऊपर एक कॉन्स्ट्रेंट है. कॉन्स्ट्रेंट इज किसी भी जॉब को अगर आप विद इन डेडलाइन कंप्लीट करते हो देन ओनली द प्रॉफिट विल बी असाइंड. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, एज अ स्टूडेंट आप लोग अगर अपनी असाइनमेंट डेडलाइन या से पहले या डेडलाइन तक सबमिट करते हो तभी आपकी असाइनमेंट इवैल्यूएट होती है और आपको मार्क्स मिलते हैं. तो यहाँ पे गोल इज टू गेट द मैक्सिमम मार्क्स. Similarly, in the real life, when you are working on multiple projects, so goal is to earn the maximum profit. So here, this is the optimization problem, जिसमें हम जॉब्स के सीक्वेंस को इस तरीके से अरेंज करते हैं कि जॉब्स विद इन डेडलाइन कंप्लीट हो सो दैट द प्रॉफिट कैन बी गिवन. Some assumptions are there. First of all, we cannot apply shortest job first कि जिस जॉब को टाइम कम लगना है पहले उसको कर लो या जिसको ज्यादा लगना है उस जॉब को कंप्लीट कर लो. We cannot do that because here all the jobs requires the same time. सारी जॉब्स के रिक्वायरमेंट सेम है. अपनी अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए आप चाहे उसको वीकली कंसिडर कर लो, डेली कर लो, मंथली कर लो. फर्स्ट मंथ में कौन सी जॉब हो रही है, सेकेंड मंथ में कौन सी हो रही है. सो वन जॉब रिक्वायर्स 1 unit टाइम. किसी भी जॉब का प्रॉफिट कब मिलेगा, व्हेन दैट जॉब इज कंप्लीटेड विद द डेडलाइन. मल्टीपल जॉब्स पे काम नहीं कर सकते बिकॉज वी हैव अ सिंगल प्रोसेसर. सो एट अ टाइम वी कैन वर्क ऑन ओनली वन जॉब और किसी भी जॉब को पोस्टपोन नहीं कर सकते. डेफिनेटली वी कैन नॉट अप्लाई फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व बिकॉज all the jobs are arriving in the system at the same time. सारी की सारी jobs का arrival time same है, तो इसलिए first come first serve is not available. So here these are the few constraints जो हमने अभी discuss किए. Single processor is available. That means किसी भी particular time पे आप सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक ही job पे काम कर सकते हो. Interleaving of job is not allowed. That means जॉब 1 पे काम करते करते जॉब 2 पे स्विच हो गए, फिर जॉब 1 पे आ गए. स्विचिंग इज नॉट अलाउड. सो इंटरलीविंग ऑफ जॉब इज नॉट अलाउड. दैट इज जॉब कैन नॉट बी पोस्टपोन. अराइवल टाइम ऑफ ऑल द जॉब्स इज सेम. सारी की सारी जॉब सेम टाइम पे अवेलेबल है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ईच जॉब रिक्वायर्स 1 month. ओके, हर जॉब को कंप्लीट करने के लिए 1 महीने का टाइम चाहिए. तो जितने भी प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, ऑल द प्रोजेक्ट्स आर अवेलेबल एट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द ईयर. तो आप पूरे अपने ईयर को लॉक कर रहे हो कि जनवरी में कौन सा प्रोजेक्ट फिनिश करना है, फेब में कौन सा प्रोजेक्ट फिनिश करना है. दिस इज नॉट द हार्ड एंड द फास्ट रूल. आई एम यूजिंग हियर द यूनिट ऑफ टाइम. दिस यूनिट ऑफ टाइम कैन बी एनीथिंग. थोड़ा सा समझने के लिए इजी रहे इसलिए मैं मंथ्स कंसिडर कर रही हूँ. इफ आई बी राइटिंग 1 for the deadline, that means the project has to be completed in the month of Jan. If I'm writing the number 2, that means deadline for the project is Feb. 3, deadline of the project is March, something like this. Okay, so you will get the profit if you complete the job within the deadline. तो इससे हमें ये समझ में आया कि question में we will be given with a set of jobs. For example, J1, J2, J3 and so on up to JN. You will be given with a set of jobs करस्पॉन्डिंग टू द सेट ऑफ जॉब्स, यहाँ पे हमें एक चीज समझ में आ रही है, कहीं ना कहीं पे हम प्रॉफिट की बात कर रहे हैं, डेडलाइन की बात कर रहे हैं, तो डेफिनेटली दिस मस्ट बी गिवन इन द क्वेश्चन along with the jobs. Corresponding to every job, some profit and deadline will be given. For example, a profit for job 1 is P1 और deadline में D1 बोल रही हूँ, profit is P2, deadline is D2, profit for job 3 is P3, deadline is D3 and so on. General तरीके में लिए DN. अब कॉन्स्ट्रेंट ये आता है कि सारी की सारी जॉब्स को सीक्वेंस कर दो एंड अल्टीमेटली जब सारी जॉब्स पे काम किए तो सारी जॉब्स का प्रॉफिट मिलेगा. गोल इज टू मैक्सिमाइज द प्रॉफिट, रिटर्न द मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट. तो सारी जॉब्स के प्रॉफिट को ऐड कर दो एंड विल गेट द मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट. We cannot do that because here the constraint is the deadline, the maximum deadline or the number of jobs are more than the available deadline. For example, आपको 10 प्रोजेक्ट्स दिए गए हैं बट आपके पास मैक्सिमम टाइम जितना है उसमें आप 6 प्रोजेक्ट्स को कंप्लीट कर सकते हो. सो constraint here is cannot work on all the jobs. Let me write here the constraint. Is constraint is can't work on all the jobs. Cannot finish all the jobs within the deadline. तो इसका मतलब सारी jobs का profit आपको नहीं मिल सकता. So now let's consider the example how to perform the task. Here I'm taking a very simple example. J1, J2, J3, J4. पहले sequence समझ लेते हैं and after that we'll be moving on to the concept how to solve the questions on job sequencing with deadline. 4 jobs given है. Deadline is 2-1-2-1. नंबर से अगर कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है आपको इजी तरीका बताया, इसको कंसिडर कर लीजिए. डेडलाइन इज जैन, डेडलाइन इज फेब, डेडलाइन इज फेब, डेडलाइन इज जैन. किसी भी प्रोजेक्ट की डेडलाइन अगर 2 है, if the deadline is February, that means you can submit, you can finish that task in Jan or Feb. क्योंकि फेब तक करने, अगर आपको बोला है कि आपको असाइनमेंट करने के लिए 1 हफ्ते का टाइम दिया है तो ये कहीं पे मेंशन नहीं होता है कि आपको लास्ट डे जिस दिन सबमिशन है उसी दिन शुरू करने. यू कैन एनी हाउ परफॉर्म, यू कैन फिनिश योर असाइनमेंट बिफोर द डेडलाइन. Similarly, we can finish the job or the project before the deadline, but after the deadline, it will be of no use. If the deadline is 1, then we have to finish this in the month of Jan only. हम अभी करंटली अप्रैल चल रहा है, सो वी आर नॉट स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द अप्रैल, वी आर ट्रीटिंग इट लाइक कि सारे के सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स आपको ईयर के बिगनिंग में पता थे एंड वी आर प्लानिंग फॉर द होल ईयर कि कौन से मंथ में कौन सी जॉब पे काम करना है. नाउ दीज आर द डेडलाइंस. सो इफ I want to get the maximum profit, so first of all let's find out the optimal solution. Let's see what combinations are possible. Might be working on job 1. जैन में जॉब 1 पे काम कर रहे हैं, डेडलाइन इसकी फेब थी, तो बिफोर टाइम काम सबमिट हो रहा है तो डेफिनेटली प्रॉफिट विल बी असाइंड. प्रॉफिट इज 150. ओनली वर्किंग ऑन जॉब 2. फर्स्ट मंथ में काम कर रहे हो एंड डेडलाइन इज ऑल्सो फॉर मंथ 1, दैट इज जैन, सो दिस इज giving you a profit of 200. Similarly, working on only job 3, working on only job 4. So we are getting here the profit as J3 का profit है 300, J4 का profit है 250. Apart from this, since the maximum deadline is 2, per job requires 1 unit of time. That means maximum jobs जिन पे आप काम कर सकते हो that is 2. एक प्रोजेक्ट को जन में खत्म करो, दूसरे प्रोजेक्ट को फेब में खत्म करो. So that means maximum jobs that we can consider for the maximum profit is 2. Now if I take the sequence here, अब जब एक से ज्यादा जॉब आ रही है तो डेफिनेटली सीक्वेंसिंग करनी पड़ेगी. Now let's see, if I'm working on the job 1 in the month of January and job 2 in the month of February, is it allowed? Is this a valid sequence? इस point को ध्यान से समझिएगा. J1 and J2. J1 की deadline 2 है and I'm finishing this project in the month of Jan. Feb में थी deadline, Jan में complete कर रहे हैं तो that is allowed. J2 की deadline is 1, that is January, and I'm trying to finish this in the month of February. Is this allowed? This is not allowed. Deadline Jan में निकल गई, आप Feb में काम कर रहे हो, इसका कोई फायदा नहीं है. So this sequence is not a valid sequence. But if I'm writing here J2 and J1, so is this allowed? J2 की deadline है 1 and we are working on this job in the first month. So definitely this is allowed. Jan में deadline थी और आपने Jan में ही submit कर दिया, that's fine. And second project जिस पे काम कर रहे हैं, that is a J1 की deadline is 2, so this is allowed. तो इसका मतलब हम ये बोल सकते हैं कि सीक्वेंस का जो ऑर्डर है, जॉब्स का जो ऑर्डर है, दैट मैटर्स. J1 J2 is not equal to J1 J2 is not equal to J2 J1. अगर तो मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट पूछे देन इट्स फाइन, बट अगर आपसे सीक्वेंस पूछ लिया क्वेश्चन में तो आप दोनों को सेम नहीं बोल सकते. Profit earned here is, let's write the profit since this is a valid sequence, so definitely some profit will be given. J2 ka profit is 200, J1 ka profit is 150, so profit comes out to be 350. This way we can find out all the possible solutions, but definitely in exam we won't be doing that. First of all, focus on the sequence part, J1, J3, J1, J4. Similarly, here we can take J2, J1 we have already taken, J3, J2 and J4. Just let me know whether these are the valid sequences. J1 की deadline of J1 is 2. Deadline is 2, so definitely J1 is allowed. J3 की deadline is also 2 and you are finishing this job in the second month, so this is a valid sequence. J4 की deadline Jan hai and you are working in the month of Feb, so this is not allowed, this is invalid sequence, so profit will not be granted. J2 deadline is 1, finishing in the month 1. J3 deadline is 2, second month में submit कर रहे हैं, so this is a valid sequence. J2 J4 दोनों की deadline Jan है, at a time you can work on only one job, so J2 J4 is not valid. जो आपके पास वैलिड सीक्वेंस है, प्रॉफिट असाइन कर दीजिए. J1 का प्रॉफिट इज 150, J3 का प्रॉफिट इज 300, so this comes out to be 450. Similarly, J2 profit is 200 and J3 profit is 300, so this comes out to be 500. ये जो भी मैं profits लिख रही हूँ, these are basically representing the feasible solutions. J2 के साथ combinations ले लिए. Now I am taking the combinations with J3, J1, J3, J2, J3, J4. Guys, are you getting this basic idea कि sequence, valid sequence हम कैसे find कर रहे हैं? J1, J4 and J2. I'm using this manual approach, but exam में हम manual approach follow नहीं करेंगे. We are just focusing on the sequence. Deadline of J3 is 2, so definitely you can work on this job in the first month. This is allowed. Deadline is 1, so this is allowed. Now in the second month, in the February, we are working on J1. Deadline for J1 is February, so this is allowed. This is a valid sequence. For J2, deadline is Jan, but we are working on J2 in the month of February, so this is not a valid sequence. This is not counted as a feasible solution. J4, deadline is 1. आप second month में काम कर रहे हो, this is not valid. Similarly, we'll check for J1. J1 deadline is 2, so this is a valid sequence. J2 deadline is 1, not valid. J3 deadline is 2, so this is a valid sequence. जो valid sequence आए हैं, profit assign करवा दो. J3 is 300, J1 is giving a profit of 150, so this comes out to be 450. J4, it comes out to be 250 and J1 is giving a profit of 150, that comes out to be 400. J4, it's giving a profit of 250 and J3 is giving a profit of 300. So total profit comes out to be 550. We have got the feasible solutions. कौन से sequences possible हैं? But since here we are interested in maximizing the profit, so definitely the last solution is giving you the optimal solution, that is the maximum profit. Maximum profit. So here the maximum profit earned is 550. This is a brute force method, but we do have the algorithm by using the greedy technique. So this is saying that greedy technique says that find out how many jobs you can finish within the deadline. तो वो कैसे पता चलेगा? We will scan the deadlines given for all the jobs and will find out the maximum deadline. Here I am finding out the maximum deadline. Maximum deadline is how much? Maximum deadline is 2. That means maximum we can work on 2 jobs. So I'll create an array of size 2. Size 2 क्यों लिए? Because this is the maximum deadline. That indicates that we can maximum finish 2 jobs within the deadline. Now we'll start filling this array from the rightmost position. राइटमोस्ट पोजीशन से इसलिए फिल करते हैं बिकॉज जो भी जॉब की डेडलाइन है इन द मंथ ऑफ जनवरी एनी हाउ यू कैन फिनिश ऑल द जॉब्स. अगर मैं फर्स्ट स्लॉट में मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट वाली जॉब ले लूं J3, देन कैन आई वर्क ऑन J4 in the month of 2 or in the month of February? Obviously not. Since the maximum deadline जितना higher number होगा उतनी possibilities कम होंगी, right? So that's why we are going to start filling the array from the rightmost position. Now we will be, first of all, we want the maximum profit, so we'll be sorting all the jobs in the descending order. That means maximum profit wali job ko pehle rakhenge, that is job 3. Then comes job 4. I don't have the space here, so that's why I'm marking the numbers. Or let's write here. Let's utilize the space. So highest profit is given by job 3, which is 300 and deadline is 2. Then next comes J4 with the profit of 250 and deadline is 1. Next comes J2 with the profit of 200 and deadline is 1, and J1 with the profit of 150 and deadline is 2. Now we'll start filling this array. Slot 2 के लिए check करने, that means we will be looking for the job with the deadline 2 or more than 2, right? So here the deadline is 2. That means this job can be taken. So this slot will be filled with J3. This job is selected. Now go to the next slot 1. Again we'll scan the whole array. We'll check for the jobs with the deadline 1 or greater than 1. So J4 is having a deadline of 1. So J4 will be taken. So this is the sequence that is going to give you the optimal solution, and we have already seen that J4, J3 is giving the maximum profit. So this is the optimal solution. Question आएगा आपको, you will be given with a set of jobs with the corresponding profits and the deadline, and will say that what all jobs will be completed or what all jobs will be considered in order to return the maximum profit. ठीक है, तो आपको जो जॉब्स पे काम नहीं किया वो बताना होगा, और दे मे आस्क फॉर द सीक्वेंस, और थर्ड टाइप दे मे आस्क फॉर द मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट. आई होप दैट दिस पॉइंट इज क्लियर. So this is the algorithm. Let's have the practice over this, and in order to learn these things in more detail for every step, if you need the notes, we have the super coaching batch, and currently the sale is going on. So you will be getting this at a price of 4,143. But for this, you have to apply the coupon code, that is Shefali S. Then only you will get the benefit. Otherwise, this whole package will be available at the original price. And currently, we are running a UGC NET set booster crash course. इसमें आपको free previous year questions वाली books भी मिलेंगी. Test series is there. All the concepts will be covered in the fast manner so that you can finish your syllabus by June. 24 exam. So this batch is focused on June 24. Those who are targeting on that, you can join this batch. And because of the validity is till June 24, so you don't have enough time. So do it fast. And if in case you have more queries and you have more concerns, या तो आप अभी chat section में लिख सकते हैं, I'll handle it, or the number is displayed on the screen. You can make a call over this number to have the inquiry about the course. Okay. And there is another way of asking the queries. In the description box, Telegram group link is given. Just click on that link and send your query, and definitely you'll get the response. So hurry up, guys. This is AMC Khas Sale, and take the benefit. AMC Khas Sale नाम इसलिए रखे because when you'll get the good results, so obviously जैसे आम मीठा होता है उसी तरीके से the result will be good. Okay. All right. Now, job sequencing with deadline. This is question number 1. Practice question number 1. So here we are given with 6 jobs with the corresponding profit and the deadline. अब हम step by step लिखेंगे because we have to understand the complexity. कल मैंने क्वेश्चंस करवाए थे, सो स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड क्वेश्चन कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी के बेसिस पे भी आया हुआ था. तो अगर आप चीजों को नहीं रटना चाहते हो, अंडरस्टैंड हाउ द एप्लीकेशन वर्क्स एंड देन ट्राई टू एनालाइज इट. जब आपको स्टेप्स क्लियर हैं, देन इजीली यू कैन रिटर्न द टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी बिना रट्टे मारे. So in the first step, we are saying that sort all the jobs. Step 1, or sort all the jobs in descending order. On the basis of profit, because the goal is to get the maximum profit. On the basis of profit. साथ साथ में steps perform कीजिए. On the basis of profit. So when I'm going to sort this out, so maximum profit is here, it's 30. That is for job 4. Profit is 30 and deadline is 2. Then next maximum is 24. That is for job 1, 24 and 5. Then next maximum is for job 3, 22 and 3. Next one is 18, 12 and 10. So मैंने कुछ भी नहीं किया. Simply I have sorted the jobs in the descending order on the basis of the profit. J5, here we have 4. J6, here we have 2. Okay. Now we will be considering an array of the size with the maximum deadline. Step 2. Find the maximum deadline or create an array of size maximum deadline. If you scan this array, what is the maximum deadline? Maximum deadline is 5. This means that maximum 5 jobs can be completed within the allotted time. So let's take here an array of size 5. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now start filling the array from the rightmost position because less options will be available. So I'll go to, okay, let me use some other ink. So 5 से start करेंगे. We'll check for the deadline. Deadline is for the first job, though J4 is giving you the maximum profit, but the deadline is 2. क्या इसको 5th slot में ले सकते हैं? Obviously we cannot take the job with the deadline 2 because अगर February में deadline खत्म हो गई, you cannot work on that project or on that job in the month of May. So we'll check for the next one. So basically now we are performing the linear scan, linear search. So deadline is 5. 5 deadline hai, and in the month of May definitely we can take this job because deadline is matching, because we have said that if you are checking for ith slot, कोई भी ith slot में कब आएगा, when the deadline should be greater than or equal to I. Here the deadline is equal to I, so J1 can be taken here. Now we'll move on to the next job. J1 is selected, दोबारा इसको नहीं ले सकते. Fourth slot. Again we'll do the linear scan. J4 is not taken, अभी भी नहीं ले सकते because we are looking for the jobs with the deadline 4 or greater than 4. Go to the next one. Deadline is 4 or greater than 4. No. Deadline is 4 or greater than 4. No. Go to the next job, that is having the deadline 4. So this satisfies the condition. So J5 will be taken here. Now take the next slot, 3. Again start from the beginning and do the linear search. This is selected. Deadline is 3. No. Go to the next one. Deadline is 3. Yes. So J3 will be taken. Second slot. Start from the beginning. Now here J4 will be taken because the deadline is 2 and we are looking for the slot 2. This is J4. J4. This job is selected. For first one, start from the beginning, selected, deadline is 3, हमें चाहिए 1 के लिए, so deadline is greater than or equal to 1, condition is true, so we will select this job, this is job 2. तो अगर आपसे ये पूछा जाता है कौन सी जॉब पे काम नहीं हुआ, that is job 6. Apart from job 6, all the jobs are considered because total 6 jobs given, the maximum deadline is 5. So we can work on maximum 5 jobs. So this sequence will be giving you the maximum profit. Next, they may ask for what will be the maximum profit that can be earned. जो job select हुई है उनका profit add कर दीजिए. This is 18 plus job 4 is giving a profit of 30. Job 3 is giving a profit of 22. Job 5 is giving a profit of 12 and job 1 is giving a profit of 24. So this comes out to be 18 plus 22, 40 plus 30, 70, 70 and 36. This comes out to be 106. So maximum profit earned is 106. Sequence is on the screen and this is the algorithm. Now on the basis of this, I'm going to give you one assignment question. आप try कीजिएगा and in the meantime, let's talk about the time complexity. This is for your assignment, similar question. The only difference here is I'm taking here 5 jobs. Maximum deadline, maximum कितनी jobs पे काम हो सकता है? We will be looking for the maximum deadline. So here, this is 4. टोटल 5 जॉब्स गिवन है, 1 जॉब शुड बी लेफ्ट आउट. कौन सी जॉब लेफ्ट आउट होगी वो आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना है. ओके, नाउ if we talk about the algorithm, so in the first step we are sorting all the jobs in the decreasing order of the profit. Sorting कितना टाइम लेते हैं? Definitely we will be considering the worst case time complexity. Worst case for sorting, if you compare the worst case time complexity of all the sorting techniques, like for merge sort it is n log n, for heap sort it is n log n, for insertion sort worst case time complexity is n square, for quick sort worst case time complexity is n square. तो हमारे पास या तो n log n आ रहा है या n square आ रहा है, तो definitely n log n is better. So let's assume here step 1 is taking n log n. After that, we are scanning the whole array to find out the maximum deadline to create an array of the same size. So in this case, we have to scan all the deadlines. So one linear search is required in order to get the maximum value. This is also going to return order of n, linear search, to find the maximum value. Now, after that, we are going to fill each slot of the array A. For every slot, we are applying the linear search. हम beginning से start करते हैं and we compare the deadline. If the deadline is greater than equal to I, then we are going to select that job. For each element, worst case में कितने slots आ रहे हैं? n-1 or n slots are there. If n slots or n-1 slots are there, for each slot, For each slot, applying the linear search. Linear search itself takes order of n. Linear search कितना time लेता है? Order of n. एक slot को fill करने के लिए it is taking order of n. We have to fill n slots. In the worst case, we are considering n slots. So that will be taking n into n time complexity. That means step 3 is taking order of n square. Step 1 is taking order of n log n. Step 2 is taking linear time complexity order of n. Step 3 is taking order of n square. So what will be the overall time complexity? Maximum time is taken by the step 3. So we will say that the time complexity of job sequencing with deadline is order of n square. It's n square. So this is all about job sequencing with deadline. If you guys have any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, you can post your doubts in the Telegram group. Again, the link is given in the description box. So whatever information might be required for you, that everything is included in the description box. Jitne bhi groups hai, everything is there. And apart from that, YouTube पे मैं सिर्फ और सिर्फ concepts discuss कर रही हूँ, important concepts that can be asked in the exam. But the questions that have been asked या फिर जिस तरीके के questions आ सकते हैं, we are discussing those in the master class. Master class is nothing but this is the free class which is on the Testbook platform. तो उसके लिए बेटा आप लोग Testbook app download कर सकते हैं. In using this app, you will be able to attend the free live classes. Some practice sessions will be there, free mock tests are there, free quizzes, free PDFs. So for that, you have to download the app. Moreover, in the super coaching, all the subjects of all the concepts will be covered in detail in the live sessions. And apart from that, currently we have started with a booster batch, which is gonna be very, very beneficial for the students, those who are targeting on June 2024. Any doubts or queries? For your support, for your course inquiry, you can call on the number which is displayed on the screen. Now let me discuss the schedule. As already discussed with you, दो तरीके की free classes हैं, एक YouTube platform पे, YouTube class, and other one is the master class. जो टेक्स्ट बुक प्लेटफॉर्म पे होती है, जिसके लिए आप टेक्स्ट बुक ऐप को डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं. दिस इज ऑन द टेक्स्ट बुक. फॉर दिस यू नीड नॉट टू पे एनीथिंग, बिकॉज बहुत सारे यूजर्स को लगता है कि अगर प्लेटफॉर्म पे है देन इट विल बी पेड, बट इट इज नॉट पेड. यूट्यूब सेशंस ऑल्टरनेट डेज पे हो रहे हैं, वेंसडे, फ्राइडे एंड संडे. बिकॉज करस्पॉन्डिंग टू दीज सेशंस, इन सेशंस में हम कॉन्सेप्ट्स कवर कर रहे हैं. आई हैव टू डिस्कस द क्वेश्चन, सो इसलिए बीच में हम मास्टर क्लासेस इंक्लूड कर रहे हैं. संडे, सैटरडे, ओके. इन द यूट्यूब वी आर कवरिंग द कॉन्सेप्ट्स. अगर आपको लगता है कि कोई पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट के कॉन्सेप्ट्स में ज्यादा डाउट आ रहे हैं तो आप बता सकते हैं. आई विल प्लान द सेशंस अकॉर्डिंगली ताकि आप लोगों को उसका बेनिफिट मिले. दिस इज इन दिस वी आर जस्ट कवरिंग द क्वेश्चंस. Apart from that, in the super coaching, we are having 2 sessions every day, one in the morning and other one in the evening. Timings इस तरीके से decide किए ताकि आपके ऑफिस या कॉलेज के साथ कोई clash ना हो. So that's why we have one session in the morning at 6 a.m. so that we can finish our session by 8 a.m. so that you get enough time to get ready for your office or college, 8 a.m. And in the evening, we are having the session at 8 p.m. ताकि कोई clash नहीं आए. And definitely on weekends, we have the sessions. Weekends को off नहीं रखे because many people are free and they prefer joining the live sessions on the weekends. So weekends are not off. Weekends not off. Any query or concern? I cannot see any doubt or query, so this will end this discussion here. Thank you guys for watching this video, and if you like the content, please click on the like button and subscribe the channel. And if you want to follow all the sessions which are related to paper 2 of computer science, then subscribe the channel so that you get the notifications. But notifications के लिए आपको bell icon पे click करना होगा. But definitely you will get the sessions and the suggestions if you subscribe the channel. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. God bless you. Take care. Bye bye.